start a couples channel 2025, like people are gonna be like, what is this? So the author does have a point that having a boyfriend, or at least like making it your personality, making it your brand, is embarrassing. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. There's an article published by British Vogue October 29th. It's called, Is Having a Boyfriend Embarrassing Now? First of all, it's kind of funny. I also love the author of this article. At least like know about her on TikTok. Another reason I love this article because it's British Vogue. Like Vogue is obviously a big deal, and the fact that it's British Vogue just makes me love it even more. And this like article has traveled from the UK to the US and like international. It's like being published in so many other languages in so many other countries. And I think there's a reason for that. Obviously the title is just bang on. Like the title is so good. A good title, obviously they say don't judge a book by its cover, but the title is what sells it. Is Having a Boyfriend Embarrassing Now? If you haven't read this like article, it's a short read, it's easy to like comprehend. I would say like go read it. But I had a few notes because I think now it's kind of like cool to like realistic. Let's be honest, it's kind of cool now to like hate on men, and I'm not taking men's side here, but it's kind of cool now to be like, men are this, men are that, we don't need men. Like it's been around, it's been like this for a couple of years now, and like I'm not for hating men, but I'm also not against like calling men out and like saying like what it is. I love that women are now like, we don't need this, we don't have to do this. Like we actually don't have to do this. Like it's really not that bad, like being single and being on your own. Like it's hard sometimes, but it's not that bad to the point where you would like stay and like suck up a lot of things that you don't want to like suck up. Like you don't have to, you really don't have to do this. Like I love that we are like all like telling each other, from like older women on TikTok to like millennials to even like people my age, kind of in the middle of millennials and Gen Z. Like people are just being honest about what it's like realistically having a husband, what it's like having a boyfriend, like, and it's really not all it's cracked up to be. And I think people are just being honest about that. But that's actually not what the article is talking about. The article focuses on how it's somewhat embarrassing now to actually like be seen with a man online, and actually to be like, you have a boyfriend, to even like mention the term. So the author like starts the article by saying like, when she's watching any creator that she kind of likes, and there comes a time where they just mention, so my boy, and she's like, when she hears like boyfriend, she just like swipes up, like she doesn't want to hear it. Which obviously, like, to each their own. Like I'm not someone who consumes like the relationship content. I think there's a time for it. There's a time, I want to say, when I was in college, so like before university, for those who are like watching from the US, when I was in college, I think there was a period of time, I want to say from like 2016, there was the rise of like couple content creators. Like there was like the interracial ones, there was a rise of a couple content creators where they'll do all sorts of like challenges up until maybe even 2020. Like it was kind of cool. It was kind of like a thing where people had like couples channels, and they used to bang out views. Like they used to rack up views, and they have so much like backing, so much support. And now I feel like it is like, now that I think about it, I think it's embarrassing to have a couples channel in 2025. Like let's be honest. Like don't sue me, but when I think about it, actually, I think it is embarrassing to have a couples channel in 2025. I'm sorry. Like, I don't know what it is, but now that I think about it, it literally makes sense. Like, no one wants to do that anymore. And why? Is it because men have embarrassed women so much they were like, nah, we're not doing this? Like, because like, now that I think about it, like, there was a time where having a partner, having a boyfriend was cool. Like, and this was before I also like had a man. So like I definitely like think I bought into the culture of, oh my god, this person posted a boyfriend, oh my god, this person has a boyfriend. Like, I think I used to be into that content. And I'm still into dating and stuff, but I'm more into the reality of dating now. Like, I honestly don't think I've looked at a couple in a very long time. Like, I'm talking years, and being like, ooh, couple goals. I think the last couple like called couple goals was probably Michelle Obama and Barack Obama, which, you know, and I didn't even know what's going on in their relationship. So like, but they looked good together, and I was like, wow, couple goals. But like, now that I think about it, you can't start a couples channel in 2025. Like, people are gonna be like, what is this? Unless you're a teenager. I think that like people who are younger would always be drawn to that kind of content. So the author does have a point that having a boyfriend, or at least like making it your personality, making it your brand, and I think that's where she's coming from. Making your boyfriend your brand is embarrassing. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, because it's just a man. It's just a boy. It's just a boy. It's literally just a man, Lorelai. It's just a man, and like, it shouldn't be your personality. And I think that's what this is about, right? Because if I had a boyfriend tomorrow, like, I'm not gonna be embarrassed about the fact that I had a boyfriend, because I know I'm not gonna pick someone who's embarrassing me. But that's not to say that men can't like embarrass you tomorrow. But I would not be with someone I'm embarrassed to be around, and I would not be embarrassed to even like post them. But what is embarrassing is if I created a new channel, created a new Instagram, and started like a couples channel. Like, I don't think anyone actually wants to see that anymore. Even like shows that focused on dating these days, I won't be surprised if the ratings are like going down, because I don't think people care as much as they used to about these kind of things. Like, I don't think people care. Like, there was a time I used to watch every like dating show, like Love is Blind, Love Island winter season, like The Ultimatum. Now it's like I have less and less interest in consuming dating and relationship content unless it's actually quite juicy and interesting. And I think there is now like a fatigue and a boredom that comes with like boyfriend content, or the idea of even having a boyfriend in the first place. I think no one wants to see that anymore. Like, no one really cares as much. If I'm following a creator and she posts like the anniversary post, of course I go like, huh, cute. I'll like the post. If I'm like my friends, if they post like their partners, like I'm gonna like it, like, you know. But I'm also not like gagging for it. Like, I'm not like pursuing it. I'm not like obsessed with it. It doesn't do anything for me. And this is why I agree with this content creator, because she goes on to say like other creators, like she you know, spoke to a few people, and even people in relationships talk about when they post their partners, like they lose followers. Some people, I found this so funny. Someone mentioned the fact that when she posted, like, she is like hesitant to post a partner because she feels like in this climate of how bad the dating scene is, like, she feels like she feels shy, or like she feels like she doesn't want to be boasting that she has a man. And I thought that's the funniest thing, because like, if you have a good guy, like, and you think he's a good guy, like, it's fine. But I understand the point of like, because you've heard people are not shy, women are not shy these days to come online and talk about how horrible their dates are, on the dates world, how horrible their boyfriend is, blah blah blah. So I feel like if you are someone that has a good man, you're actually like, let me not say anything, you know. You just like, you're even like a bit shy to post your man, because you're like, wow, people are going through it. Like, I don't want to seem like I'm boasting because I can't relate, you know. There was even this trend on TikTok where it's like, it can never be me, and people are like, yeah, actually can never be me, because people before always say like, don't ever say it can't be you, but people are like, actually no, it can never be me, because what do you mean I'm selling my car to pay for this man's like debt, and he's barely even calling me his girlfriend, like like, you know. And I'm not being funny, like, I'm paraphrasing, but I'm pretty sure this has happened to somebody. Like, what I'm saying right now, I'm pretty sure it's happened to somebody. So it's just like the reality. Like, people have done so many embarrassing things for men, for the people that they loved, to the point where like now it's kind of embarrassing to make it your identity, to be like, I have a man, or this is my man, or my boyfriend, because it's like, huh. Like, honestly, like, I'm not even trying to be a hater. Now, like, when I see people like talk about the boyfriend in this like glorious light, I'm always like, like, I'm always like giggling, because I'm just like, you just never know. Like, I was watching like this creator, don't really know her like that, but on YouTube, and she was talking about, she's done the work on herself, and now she's like, now that she's healed, she's like found a man that aligns with her value, and she just knows that this is gonna be the person she'll marry, because she just like, she's so in tune, and this man is this and that. I'm just like, I'm just like, okay, like, if you say so, like, good luck, I wish you the best. But I'm just like, and I'm not trying to be a hater, but it's just like, like, is it a man you're like putting on that much of a pedestal? Like, you just never know. Are men embarrassing? I'm gonna leave that to you to answer. Like, because like anyone can be embarrassing, but is it embarrassing to make a man your personality and everything about you? Yes. Is it embarrassing if having a man is the only interesting thing about you? Yes. And I was guilty of that, and I'm not even gonna be like, I'm better than anybody, because when I had a man, not gonna lie, I was so boring. It was like the only interesting thing in my life, and that's why I had to make a change. That's just me being point blank honest. I don't think I was an interesting person when I had a man. And I think this happens to some women where, like, I don't know what it is. Like, I did not even intentionally want having a man to be my personality, and I never like boasted about it or bragged about it, but I was talking about him so much that it makes sense that the reason I was talking about him so much, like when I would meet people, is because like it was the only interesting thing about me. Like, all the interesting things I did with this guy. So it's like, I didn't do anything interesting by myself. I didn't have any interesting stories by myself. Like, I didn't have anything interesting I did by myself. So when I will meet people and I'll start talking to a bunch of girls, like my ex came up all the time. So I think a lot of us are guilty of making a man maybe not entire, but like a huge portion of our personality. And I don't think we even do it on purpose. I think we're just like so wrapped up in this, like, in a way it does create an identity for you, where you view you see your life through this person's eyes. Like, you see your future through their eyes. Like, you think about them, you think about your future like with them in it. So like, I honestly think it's partly like just loving someone, but I also think it's partly your fault for not having a life outside of your relationship. And I don't think I had a life outside of my relationship, which is weird, because I had a life before my relationship. At least I was like an interesting person before my relationship, and I feel like I got into a relationship and I just became less interesting. Like, if I'm being honest, like, I didn't have anything going for me. As someone who was so ambitious and was so like full of life and so like vibrant and so like excited for the future in a way, once I like really liked this person, it became a thing of like thinking about them a lot, and I was very content, if I'm being honest. Like, I think it's an entirely maybe different subject. Like, do women become less ambitious and less like, do they care less about like their own goals, like once they're with someone that they love, because you're like so content, like, oh, maybe I don't have to, because you think that, oh, maybe you don't have to chase all this like material things, maybe you don't have to chase like maybe you don't have to try as hard, or maybe because like at the end of the day, like, love is amazing, like love is great, we all know that. Like, being in love and having someone you love, like, love is like very important. Like, you can have all the money in the world, you can be like the most famous person in the world, and if you don't have someone you love and loves you back, you might feel like empty inside. And I think having someone I loved and like, I think loved me back, like, made me feel content in that sense, where I was no longer chasing like achievements. I was no longer chasing validation in the sense of like achieving, but then my validation was now in their ends. Like, I think I just wanted them to like validate me and like understand me, and are you sure you like really know me, and like all these things make you less interesting because you're putting your essence in a way in this person's hands. And I think like that's what makes having a boyfriend icky, is like, because now like you because you love this person, you think like everyone else like loves him as much as you do, or you think everyone else cares about this person as much as you do. But the truth of the matter is that we don't. Like, people don't. It's not as interesting as you probably think it is, or maybe it's interesting, but to you, it's not interesting to everyone else. So like, I think it's what people are failing to acknowledge and to think about is like, Yeah, your boyfriend may be great, it might be handsome, it might be like the man of the world, it might be the best man in the world, but we don't think that, and we don't know him like that. So like, we don't really care. And that's something I didn't even think about. Like, people don't really care about this man I'm talking about that they don't even know. So I could be like my man, but nobody knows this man. Nobody cares about this man because even if they met him, they just don't care. Like, nobody knows you as much as I do. You know, like, but that's true. Like, nobody knows you as much as I do. Nobody cares as much as I do. So like, people need to think about that when they're like posting their man, and like, I think one like point that the author of this article, one thing that Shantae said was how like some like women are now struggling with, like, they want to post their boyfriend because obviously there's a validation from it. There's like there's a bit of a status symbol. Someone wants me, someone chose me, like I got a man, especially if he's like really good looking. But they also don't want to be like embarrassing. They also don't want to be the girl that's like my man, because everyone who's done my man, like 80% of them, if not more, have been embarrassed. So I feel like because women know now that doing my man would embarrass you, they're trying to thread in this line between, we want to post the man, but we're scared that we're going to be embarrassed. Like, we want to post the man, but, you know, like, so that was a very interesting point, actually. And lastly, like, hiding your boyfriend is nothing new. I remember posting about this many years ago. You're posting your man on Instagram, but like you're using a sticker to like hide his face. Like, it doesn't make sense. I think I posted something like that. And like, it's true. Like, if you're gonna post somebody, post them with your chest in it. Like, I get it. I've never been in a situation where like I'm embarrassed to like post somebody and like feeling like someone's gonna come to me as a woman. Like, I don't want anyone to. There's a different thing if like you want to respect that person's privacy, and I think a portion of this is about respecting your partner's privacy if they're not like a public person. But again, like, why post them then if you're not a public person? You just want the acknowledgement of, I have a man, but you don't want to show the man because you're either like scared that people are going to come to you as woman, or you don't want to show your partner because they don't want to be on social media. It's kind of weird, like people that literally like blur the partner's face, or people like that crop them out, which is even okay. But the one that is weird when people literally use this weird blur filter and it looks like the man doesn't even have a head. I just think it's so funny. I'm just like, okay, like, why post the man then? Because the photo doesn't even look good when you've blurred his face and he doesn't even look human anymore. Like, why post him? Because you want the symbol, you want the status symbol, you want the acknowledgement of you have a man, but you're not brave enough to like post him. Like, post him if you're bad. Whatever. Anyway, so I literally like honestly don't care that much, but like, you know, sometimes I'm just nosy. I'm like, I want to see a man, you know, like, post him. And maybe this article is going to make people rethink it, but I hate the fact that whenever I posted like a picture of me and my, you know, my then partner, that people would like, that would be like the most liked photo. Like, whenever I would have a picture of like me and my partner, like, that's why I'm getting likes. I'm like, why? Because like, am I not cute enough by myself? Like, am I not interesting and cute enough? Like, why you? What I also think partly is people liking the picture. Maybe they think, I don't know if that's what they like. Like, oh, let's like this picture because, you know, there's a man in it. Or the algorithm, I've noticed, obviously, once you go on Instagram, if there's an engagement announcement, if there's a marriage announcement, if there's a baby announcement, these are things that Instagram pushes, which makes sense. If Instagram pushes like content that is like love relationships, it makes sense that that's why I'm getting likes, because that's what people are seeing. But like, Instagram's not pushing like my really cute outfits, and I want Instagram to push my cute outfits. Also, like, to wrap this up, you know, the article does like talk about how being single has kind of become a cool thing now, which I think it kind of is. Like, it's nice being free. Love being free. If anything, for my next relationship, I want to work on like feeling free in the relationship and having my sense of self and being an interesting person while in the relationship, and not feeling like I have to wait until I'm single to actually be who I want to be and be who I am and be interesting. Like, I need to have a life. You need to have a life outside of your relationship, so this person doesn't become your whole life and the only interesting thing about you. Because I think that's where we fall short as like women who are we met. It's like, if we don't have a life, if we don't have anything interesting going on to share outside of our man, of course everything's gonna be my man. And so now I think in a single state, it's kind of cool to be single, I guess. Now, like, it's like when everyone else is coupled, you're like, I'm single, I'm cool. Like, and she mentioned about how singleness is being romanticized now, you know, spending time alone. And obviously there's that Carrie Bradshaw thing of like, you know, and I sat by myself with a glass of wine, no book or whatever. I'm just like, you know, table for one, like, let's do it. And I've been doing a lot of that, and it's actually not as scary as it seems. So if you're someone that is like single and like worried or scared, like, so it's not that scary. Like, I go out by myself a lot now, make new friends, meet new people, and it's actually quite empowering to be able to like just face the world by yourself without like the safety of somebody else. And when that person does come along, I think I'm gonna be a much more interesting person, and I'm so excited for who I'm becoming, and that the new person is going to meet a much better version of me that is like interesting and can do without them but wants them in my life regardless. And like, it's no longer going to be my man, maybe behind closed doors, but it's never going to be a thing where even like subconsciously I'm like, that's the only thing that's interesting about me, or that's what I'm going to tell people. So yeah, that's my thought about this whole article. Having a boyfriend, no, it's not embarrassing. If you have a boyfriend, it's cool. It's cool. But is that all? That's the question you should ask yourself. So anyway, thank you so much for watching. I hope I'll see you in the next video, and yeah, bye. Let me know what you think in the comments.